Do you realize that when you are in a relationship and you are arguing repetitively about how someone is treating you badly, unfairly, and you deserve better, and picking them apart about why you're disappointed in how they're acting towards you, what they're saying or not saying, how they're treating you, and there's a big part of you that insists and knows with every part of your being that you deserve better than this. And you argue and you argue and you argue as if you're mad at them for not standing up for you. And you don't realize in the middle of that you're not standing up for yourself. You think you're standing up for yourself because you're verbalizing it and you're standing there and you're talking about it and you're addressing it. But the fact is, you're not standing up for yourself in a way that is intolerant and not willing to accept that treatment anymore. And what you're doing is you're being an emotional bully. Now, I'm not dogging you out because I've learned this from my own realization that in the face of telling someone that they're not treating you fairly or properly, you're really emotionally picking on them. And everybody just wants to be happy. So how a person acts or doesn't act is because they just want to be happy. And if that doesn't include doing or things that would make you feel good about yourself, leave them alone. It's not their job. It's not your job or their job to twist and deform and dilute yourself into a strange version of you for other people. We're not designed for that. So the point that I'm making is next time you find yourself caught up in frequently dogging someone for not treating you fairly, stop in the middle of it and say, wait a second, I'm asking them to do for me what I'm not willing to do for myself. You want them to be intolerant of treating you a certain way when you're not really being intolerant of being treated that way. And it doesn't mean, and this is so important, it doesn't mean doing it with an attitude. It means understanding that everyone is their own manager. And if what makes you happy and the way you want to be treated doesn't fit what comes natural for them, leave them alone. Stop bullying them. Find someone that is willing to, let's say, don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're celebrated. So don't stand in the face of someone that it doesn't come natural for them anymore, or it doesn't come natural at all, or never did, to treat you a certain way, to look at you a certain way, to value you in a certain way. You value you in a certain way, and if they don't really fit in with that, then leave them alone and love them and wish them well. Loving somebody else doesn't mean forfeiting loving yourself, but don't stand in somebody's face and insist that they change in order to make you happy and being a bully towards them. So it's fascinating when you think about that's really what you're doing. Everybody just wants to be happy. Let them be themselves. You're not really loving that person if you don't let them be yourself. Love yourself and love the other person and let them be who they are. And if it doesn't make you feel good, then let yourself find that somewhere else. You don't have to do it with an attitude. Just understand we're all different. And sometimes we come together when we fit together for a little period of time in our life, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. But when that no longer fits, let it go. Don't stand there and beat someone up for not changing into something you want them to be. Move towards what you want. If it's no longer with that person, then let that be the case, and don't do it with an attitude, because then you're not really loving that person yourself. Let them be themselves. That's what unconditional love means. Let them be themselves. It doesn't mean you have to rub your face in it. So I hope that's a interesting thing to ponder, because it certainly was for me when I realized it. It was very empowering to put my power back in the position that it belonged in, which was myself. So I hope that helps, and please remember to share the video and to join the Life Coach page. Thank you.